Hey, good evening, everyone. Shooting this video at nighttime because I have a really cool camp light to show you guys. This is from a company called HYKOONT, and I contacted them actually because I saw the light. I forget where I saw it. It came across, I don't know, an email or a feed or something. And I said, hey, that thing looks pretty interesting. I want to check it out. So I contacted them, asked them if they could send me one, and they did. And now I've got the opportunity to review it for you guys here on my channel. So I left it in the bag because I wanted to show you, it's pretty simple to get out of the bag and put together. And as you can see, it's not very big at all. So this isn't going to take up a lot of your room, a lot of room in your house or your overlanding rig or, hunting cabin, whatever. Pretty compact. And, the bag's really not too bad. I mean, you know, as with everything, you kind of knife sheaths and bags and everything like that. They're not always like, like you're paying for some high quality bag by itself. But this bag's actually not too bad as a bag that comes with something. Usually they're super chintzy, and this one's actually not bad. But what I like about the bag is that it is actually, proprietary to this product. It's not just a little duffel bag, but it's got another part on the inside that holds the actual lamp part of the light. So, in that regard, you'll probably want to keep this product with the bag that it comes in versus putting it in a different bag. But you can do whatever the heck you want. It's your life. So, I'm going to start right out with taking the stand out first, and then I'll get to the rest of it just so I can show you how that uh, works. And what you've got here is you've kind of got a combination of plastics and aluminum here on the stand, which turns into a tripod. So basically, you just unbuckle one of these latches here, which is a plastic latch, and then it's threaded at the top, which that's where you'll thread the actual light portion on. Now, these parts of it here that extend out are aluminum, and then the clamps are plastic, and we've got three of them here, and this thing gets really tall. So, and it's not even fully deployed yet, but just want to show you that. But for the moment, I'm going to keep it just slightly shorter so I can actually work with the thing and show it to you. At the bottom here, you'll see that you've got a button that says push, because that is what keeps the tripod legs locked in. So I assume you could see that push. So push the button, all three legs deploy. You can just kind of slide it down, and there you go. Now your base is deployed, and you can go ahead and you can stand it here while you get out the lamp portion, which fits nicely. Lamp portion, which fits nicely into its own little pocket inside the bag. I really like that because it's not all, floppy jalopy sliding around and stuff. If you toss this into your rig and you're driving, at least this portion's staying put. And also inside of there is a USB charging cable that it comes with. So you get that out of the box. So here's the lamp itself. It's got magnets on it. So, as you can see there, you could stick it to things if you didn't want to use the stand itself. It also has a hook. So you've got all these other options of, mounting this thing, hanging this thing, whatever, depending on what you're doing, if you don't want to get the stand out or you don't need to get the stand out. So that's cool. And as you can see, it's, pretty slim profile, honestly. So it's threaded here. So you can go ahead and you can thread it on to the stand like so. And then it's threaded on. And you'll see you've got your power buttons here. And that is really bright. You can see it's at full charge. And if you hit this button here next to it, you can adjust the brightness and tone that on down some. You've got strobe. And then you've got different kind of like a warm setting on the lights, and then you've got a really bright intense setting, and then that strobes as well. So no problem whatsoever with brightness on this thing. Now, like I said, I don't have it. I have it maybe a little more than 2/3 of the way extended up. But what I like about this is these deploy like this, right? So you can keep them pointing straight up if you're trying to, and that's kind of how I like lighting. I kind of like to, depending on if I've got a roof above me, like I do right now, where I want to shine light back down, but I don't want to have it like blinding me in the face. And when I turn these lights off, I'll show you an example of that. But, if I go ahead and cut this on right now and I turn it, actually, I'm going to turn it, oh yeah, there's another just single light at the top that I forgot to tell you about. That's more of a concentrated spot beam than just like the flooding light that I just showed you. I forgot about that guy. So you've got that option as well. So we'll turn that off and we will cycle through our modes here. And now we'll turn it on to that kind of that more softer amber light. All right, so you see that there. And this thing, I charged it when I very first got it, probably well over a month ago, and it's been in the back of my truck in very, very cold extreme weather. I mean, like, you guys know, we've gotten some very cold weather this winter, and you can see it is still at a full charge. All four lights are illuminated there. So that's pretty impressive that it didn't get zapped by the cold really, really badly. So you've got that option, right? These things can go every which way, but they also invert. So you just twist them like this, which I think is really, really cool, right? So if you don't have a roof above you or something for uh, beaming that light back down to you, just making sure I've got everything extended here. There we go. All right, so now you can do that as well. So now you've kind of got a really dedicated work light that you can just adjust. I mean, it's really cool. You can do it like that, kind of like the Devos Light Ranger, or you've got some more adjustment here. So that's really, really neat. All right, and then we'll go ahead and we can tone it down to the lowest setting here. And first, there's one thing that I've noticed with this. Stability, if you're having really, really high winds at camp, you probably would not be able to extend this all the way. It's not the most stable tripod in the world. It's not terrible, but it's not. I think that if I were to say that they need to do one thing to refine something, I would say that the tripod base needs to be beefed up a little bit. It needs to have probably a wider footprint, or at the very least, it just needs to be just a bit more sturdy altogether. Maybe get rid of the plastic legs and maybe replace them with aluminum, something that kind of locks in a little bit better, maybe like a cam lock or something. I don't know. Or at the very least, a wider footprint. It wouldn't stop me from buying it, but it is just something to keep in mind that if it's extremely windy, you might want to just keep it down a bit lower than having it extended all the way up. So let's go ahead and cut this light off. All right. So here you can see we've got just kind of like a really nice, I'm just making sure I've got everything extended all the way here. So that's our maximum height. So I'm like 5'10", so it's probably, like 6'3", 4 inches, something like that at the top. So we've got this nice kind of warm light here. This would be great for making YouTube videos. Like I said, what I like about this right now is if I'm at camp and I've got the stove on the tailgate, I can kind of just deploy this thing. I can set it out of my way and I can just, direct light right to what I'm doing, to where I'm cooking. And this is this is the lowest setting right now. There's our strobe again. There's to our brightest setting on the lower type of light. And then if we bounce back over to the white light, the really bright white light, I mean, now you can see how that really lights things up. And we can tone that down as well, or go back to strobe. So I like that. I like the yellow light myself. But let's turn these back up like this. because now you can kind of see what I was talking about, how you can create more of a soft, really soft lighting effect, and by using the ceiling to bounce the light back down, what you've got now is you've got a really nice. My whole garage is illuminated right now off of this one light. Yeah, I've got this one little light behind me here that's on, but that thing's pretty much doing nothing. But so, in a power outage, I mean, this entire garage is illuminated. And then if I want to make it a little bit of a softer ambiance, I could do that. You're getting cozy with the lady, maybe. I don't know. Uh, Now here we are back to our brightest light with the um, illumination pointed upwards. So, and that's just a good tip overall that you can do with any kind of like lighting. I do that with my flashlight a lot. If I don't want to blind myself, I just shine it up on the ceiling and I can see better. So, just a cool little thing there. So yeah, I think this thing is great. Down below, there's going to be a discount code. You get 15% off. And it'll link you right to the website. You can buy it. I mean, 15% off. You'll get this for less than $100, and it's IP66 waterproof rated. It's 10. I think it's like around 10,000 lumens at its brightest setting. You can charge. It has USB out as well, so you can use this to the battery that's built into this. You can use it to also charge. Excuse me, charge devices. So overall, just a really really cool light. So all right, so we can see here we did drop down one bar or whatever, one little blue circle on our light. Not a big deal given that it hasn't been charged for a while and it's been out in the extreme cold. So I'm not mad at it for that at all. It says it has about a 6 to 10 hour runtime. So, personally, I would keep it on the lowest setting myself, even maybe just that spot beam out of the top if you could get away with it. But I like that right there. That's the lowest setting of all three on the less harsh light, and I just kind of like that warm lighting. So, all right, well, I think this is a really cool product. I think it's in today's world, I think it's pretty affordable, and I think it's extremely useful. So I actually haven't now. See, you can see when I turned it down onto that lowest setting, it actually went back to four full bars. So keep calling them bars. They're like little circles, but whatever. You get what I'm saying. So I think this thing you could probably run it for longer than what they even say if you use it conservatively. So, and packing it back up should be just as much of a breeze. Turn it off, flip these guys back down, those lock into place, unscrew this. I mean, it's really cool that it could be a lantern all by itself as well, just by hooking it, sticking it, whatever. And you just pack the damn thing up, shaboom boom, pull this down, shaboom pow, and I mean, that's it. It's back in the bag, it's back in your rig, whatever. Super freaking easy, man. I like it. I would highly recommend, if the company HYKOONT that sent this to me, if you are watching, I would definitely make these legs just a little bit more robust. A little bit more robust. I just feel like that if you could either make these a little bit more robust, or it does look like there's a little bit of a set screw there. I do wonder if I take that set screw out, if these would actually extend down further, because that set screw, which I just now noticed, seems to be stopping it. But I think that's obviously there for a reason, probably so you don't go too far and you don't break anything. So, but it's nice and lightweight. I will say that. That's one thing by keeping these, made out of like some type of polymer or plastic, that it is nice and lightweight. But I'd like to see these a little bit more robust. And I would say other than that, it's not a whole lot that I would change about the thing at all. It's a pretty slick design overall. And it's like anything else, use it within its means and, you know, use it but don't abuse it kind of thing. Use your tools but don't abuse them. And I think you're going to be just fine with this. So, all right, there you go, guys. Don't forget to get your discount on this light if you do choose to buy one. And I will see you on the next video. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.